Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxshire, on the show tonight. My two muckers, JFK and Bridgeman. Evening, boys.
Evening, Oxshire. Evening, Bridge.
He'll be talking to himself. How are you, Jimmy?
I'm fine, mate. Nice and toasty warm. Hoosie's all nice and hot. Got a couple of wee beers here. Doug's been walked.
You still running that electricity after your name?
Aye, hey, don't say that. There's a lamp post out the back with a wire coming in, but I'm not supposed to tell him to that.
Evening, Bridge.
Good evening, guys. Can I just say a huge good evening to you two guys? Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
All right, JFK, we're in a good place, mate.
Yeah.
Going from strength to strength, huh?
Definitely, mate. Thoroughly enjoyed the game on Wednesday. Good goal for Alfie. Nice strikers' intuition to get in that position. Mm-hmm. But the second goal for me was a piece of joy to watch. It was worldly football, mate. It was sublime pass work and the wee flick with Alfie to get it back again and the ball across to Ryan Kent. Beautiful goal, mate. Beautiful.
Do you know the trouble was? It was a fantastic goal, but it got overshadowed by Aribo's bit of skill. We forgot about the goal being that good. Aye. But brilliant. That's good plays. I mean, I did say before the show when I was on Wednesday that I was going for 5-0, but no, could have been.
It could have been, mate. But look again, 4 and 5 at the back. That's what they come to Ibrox today. But at least it shows the gaffer what he's up against, going forward. So, yep, on to tomorrow's game against Wolves. We'll be chatting about that at Dundee United. So, looking forward to that. It's going to be my first game for a wee while. So, I'm looking forward to that, Oxshire.
All right. I believe Mr. Eskipper's giving out selection boxes at the Bistro tomorrow for anybody could make it, yeah?
Oh, yeah, dancer.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm in.
I think you're getting the bill, Bridge, so
I'm getting the bill, am I? Yes, Mr. Skipper gave me a lovely little bar of Toblerone. Very proud, very proud.
Yeah, we've never seen any of that in the studio, but there you go, JFK.
No, just put that on a Tesco club card, Bridge.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right, okay, we've got the interview for your manager, Giovanni van Bronckhorst, and then we'll get these phone lines open. But anything on your mind, JFK?
No, happy, mate. I sat and I watched the game. As I said, it was good to be on here before the game with GB. Mm-hmm. And I think you can tell by the demeanour of everybody that I know and you know and everybody else who supports the Rangers that we're in a good place. And that's good because I didn't see many people down when the other manager left. So it's just been a seamless transition. So I'm happy, mate. Bring it on.
And can I say to all the people for Rangers Radio who went out for the dinner today, the Rangers Radio Christmas dinner, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for the invite. But and I believe Fox and the boss had a good time. And Fox at home smelling a perfume. That's all I'm saying, JFK. That's all I'm saying.
Well, a bit of brute goes a long way, mate.
Oh, no. Perfume.
Perfume.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All
right. I'm saying no more.
Shocker.
But we never get invited. So get yourself a mute and let's hear for our gaffer, Giovanni van Bronckhorst.
1 month you've been in the job today. What are your lessons learned from that first month, and what have you taken from the first few weeks in charge?
Well, for myself personally, it's as you said, 1 month, and just working with the players. I think it's always good to know your players really well. So in the 4 weeks I've been here, I have a much better feeling about the squad, about the players, about the characters, the qualities, and so for me personally, that's been very positive. Of course, the results also helps because when you come into to a new job, especially during the season, is not really easy. But I think we focused really well on the most important aspects I wanted to change, and the players received the message really well. And I think at the moment I'm really happy with the performances of the team, the state of our squad, and of course the points we won.
In terms then of the squad, a number of key players are going to be coming out of contract either in the summer or the following summer. I'm talking about guys like Joe Aribo and Ryan Kent for 18 months' time. Will you be looking to use the winter break to maybe get some of those players tied up?
Well, we have to see. I mean, it's obviously I'm happy with all the players. I also know the situation with the club. And so we have to see what's happening, and especially the players who are playing really well at the moment. Lots of interest, but I rather have this situation than players who aren't playing well. So I know, of course, when you play good, you get interest. Of course, I like all my players, but sometimes you have to make decisions if you get new contracts. Both parties need to be positive about that. So we will see what happens during this break and also the summer break. But the most important thing is that you are prepared as a club, no matter what.
Giovanni, you mentioned Joe Aribo there, who's in sensational form at the minute. How big a player is Joe for you?
He's very big. I think he's played his role really well. And really happy with his performances. You see when you have a midfield player on midfield who is dangerous with his runs, with his off the ball movement. You create more danger from different areas. So I think Joe is playing really well at this time. So happy with him. Happy with his performance, so all good with him.
You talked about your start to life at Rangers, and there's been this rapid turnaround in games just now. How much have you enjoyed that intensity? Is that something that you've enjoyed?
Yeah, it was really quick. I mean, as I said, it was 3.5 weeks, but it felt like 3.5 months because of the games we played, and it was very hectic. So you could only be happy after the game, and then the day after you're already preparing for the next opponent. But it's a schedule I'm used of as a coach, but also as a player. So just have to focus on the most important things to prepare, and then go from that.
Hi, the Livingston manager David Martindale said this week he thought Scottish football should be paused for 2 weeks due to the amount of coronavirus cases. I just wanted to get your view on whether you think football should continue in these uncertain times.
Well, I think I think for me personally, I know I don't want to stop now. We want to go on. Not only because we're in a good moment, but I think most importantly, we're doing everything we can to be safe. I think the measurements the club is doing is really good. So we are sure we are in a very good environment also to prevent the virus. I think that's the most important thing, and eventually we will do whatever the association will decide. But for me at this moment, we don't need to change anything.
Can I also ask about games next month, in particular the AFCON Cup of Nations? You do have Joe Aribo, Calvin Bassey and Liam Balogun playing for Nigeria. Can I check, will they be clear to play in the game against Celtic on the 2nd of January, or they have to be released to Nigeria before then?
No, they will be there 100%.
They won't be?
They will be here with me.
They will be, right, okay. That's good news.
They will be here with the team, 100%.
They will be. That's good news for you then, isn't it?
Yeah, for me it was already clear that we will release them if needed after the Old Firm game. So we have the full squad until we go into the winter break.
Afternoon, Giovanni. In terms of the game tomorrow, is there any update on any fresh injuries? Is Borna Barisic, should he be fit enough to take part?
Yeah, well, he's here. He was here today. He was better than he was on during the game. So he's okay. We don't have any. We still have some doubts, but we'll check them tomorrow and then we'll make decisions which players to start.
And there's reports linking the club with Andrei Skov-Olsen from Bologna. Is there any truth in that? And can you give us any update? Is he a player that you like?
Players I like. Oh, there are lots of players I like, but no, I will never talk about potential players we are tracking. I mean, of course, you will see a lot of names getting named in the press. So, I have no comments about that. And once we have a target, once we've signed a new target, then it's the time to say something. But at the moment, you will see a lot of press and also some names I read in the media, which we're definitely not tracking.
Giovanni, I just want to go back to something you spoke about earlier about COVID. Obviously, it's Dundee United. You play tomorrow. They took a break in training this week because of a couple of positive cases. Does that bring any concern for you when you're coming up against a team that has had some cases in that week, although obviously they followed the guidelines?
Yeah, we just have to wait which team we will play tomorrow. Of course, we know they have some issues with COVID and some players maybe not available for tomorrow. But then again, it's still Dundee United we're playing against. No matter which players there are on the pitch, the coach will have his normal way of playing. But as I said before, we only concentrate on our own team and make sure they're ready whichever team they face tomorrow.
You, of course, love the full stadiums. The players love that. Do you sympathise with the fans at the moment when they're being told that, stadiums can still be full, but they're also being given the advice to stay away from social occasions?
Yes, it's of course, we all want to be, I think football is emotion. You want to feel the emotion as a player, as a coach, as fans. I think it's the beauty of the game. So if the fans are not there, something's missing, and now in Holland they don't have any spectators in the stands. So, big game final Ajax coming up Sunday for an empty stadium. It is what it is. We want it all to be changed, but we all want to be safe. So when restrictions are there to avoid people in the stadiums, we have to obey them and take the situation as it is.
Under Thomas Coates, Dundee United have adopted a play out from the back, a more possession-based game of football centred around Charlie Mulgrew. Does that pose you different questions from the more direct kind of styles that most of the other teams in the league seem to adopt?
No, we've played against teams who play the long balls and play for the second ball. So, hopefully it's always nice to see a team coming and try to play football as well. But, we are prepared for both. So, of course, if they are building up and we can have the right pressure, we are much closer to the goal. So for me, it's just adapting to the play they will use tomorrow, either long balls or maybe build up from the back. And we have to make sure we get the right pressure and try to create chances.
Joe Aribo is very much the man at the moment. He is, however, apparently a single booking away from missing the Celtic game. Does that come into your thoughts at all when you're thinking about the game tomorrow?
Well, of course. I mean, it's, you're preparing the game for tomorrow, but also have your plans for the next games, if possible. Especially when you have players on suspension, only one card, and also physically you have to watch the load for the players. But eventually you have to take everything in account and then make your decisions. What your feeling will say.
And lastly, if you wouldn't mind, you saw yesterday evening the kind of Glasgow media, social media frenzy. So in terms of Ange Postecoglou, can you reveal what he likes with his coffee?
Oh no! I mean, it's we all live in the same area. It's and I met him a couple of times at the coffee shop. So we're just having breakfast with Russ, and he came in with his wife, and we already met. So, we didn't meet for lunch or breakfast or dinner, but it was more like a coincident occasion. But we spoke a little bit about, of course, the games we played, and I left him after that alone with his wife. I think it's better to, and we were just finished, so it looked like the picture we were having like a 5-course meal and we're having fun, but I think it only lasted for 1 or 2 minutes. But I think it's always nice because we are both manager of our clubs, but we still enjoying being around at the city with coffee or lunch. But it's always good to say hello to a colleague.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, okay, thanks for that. Fox Off School Blue. What a class act. Nothing seems to foster him, but I think he's grown into the role, JFK.
Oh, definitely. Look, he knows what it's all about, doesn't he? Because he's been here before and he knows the expectations of the fans, and it's following an example he expected himself as a player playing for Rangers, not just Rangers, obviously for Barcelona. So it's refreshing to see him speak the way he does, and very, very knowledgeable man about football. Some managers can kind of bluster through their way through interviews, but Gio does wonderful to listen. I watched that 3 times a day. It's absolutely wonderful to listen to, and great manager for us, Oxshire. Just as I say, some were worried about the transition for the previous manager, but no me.
Gone, mate. Gone.
Gone, aye. Some for me it's a step up, a big step up, mate. So let's enjoy it, and let's look forward to the game. It's nice to hear him, be praising the players that he's got, and that was good. Yeah, really liked it, what he's had to say so far in the weeks and the month he's been here, mate. Really enjoyable, really good.
I think the biggest thing that came out of the story here, and we knew it middle of the week there, I'm not sure if we mentioned it or not, but Joe Aribo, Bridgman's 1 card away from missing the game at New Year, so I imagine when we go 3 up at half time, he'll be coming off.
I would imagine so, and depends on how well we're playing. It might even be half time, just no matter what, half time, keep him off, because it'll depend on how crazy the referee's going, because sometimes these referees just take it upon themselves to administer justice in their eyes. And I would hate to think that Aribo get caught up in any shenanigans of that kind,
Can I ask you guys a question? Would you, knowing that Aribo could get a booking and be out for the Beggars game, would you rest him tomorrow?
No, it's 3 points tomorrow. Right. Yeah, I know that game's a bigger game, but we've got 9 points to win between now and then.
Same with me, mate. Yep, that's how you felt about that. What about you, Bridge?
Well, what you're saying is basically tactical, and obviously the manager will make these tactical decisions. Personally speaking, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
The guy's a star, absolute star, and we need him there. But as much as you're saying, if the advantage is on our side at half time, I wouldn't be surprised if the manager says, "Take a seat, we'll let somebody else on." 2 up, 2-3 up, 2-3 up.
I'll get the research department, as they're calling themselves now, to look and see what happens if he gets booked in Boxing Day or the next game, when it would be suspended, JFK,
Yeah, I mean, interesting to know. I mean, I know that there's people maybe they're in the know there that were in the press or not. I mean, would he be banned for that game, or would it be the game after? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it works. I know I've got a feeling it's that as soon as they hit the 6 booking mark, they're allowed to play 2 games, and then the next game is a ban.
Well, there is a possibility if it's as cut and dry in that he could be on the bench tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying.
Highly possible, yeah. Anything could happen. If it was me, I wouldn't do it. I'm scared of nothing when it comes to these things. And sometimes we have to do it and show these band pots up for what they are.
Okay, there we go. Suspension kicks in 14 days after the last yellow. There you go. Research department. Anything else you want to know?
Well, I had that in the back of my mind, mate. I said that, the 2 games, so it's 14 days so that he would miss that game. So, but for me, it's a no-brainer. I think you've got to play him. I know. Says it. No, we're keeping our best players for the beggars. But look, we've got 17, 18 good players. So if Joe has to miss it through suspension, then so be it. But I'd play him, and if we're winning comfortably enough that we can take him off and bring somebody else on, then that rests him also. So it'll be interesting to see what the gaffer does tomorrow, mate. We'll be once with the team selection before the game.
You know, Jimmy, I would go with the gaffer says. If he wants to do that and not take any chances, then that's fine with me. I'm only saying, if it was me, I wouldn't do it. I'd show him.
I would imagine the teams are all pretty similar now, because I think we'll agree with Bella McGregor in the back four. Everybody being fit, we agree? Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what's your team with Aribo and what's your team without it then, JFK?
My team with Aribo would obviously be Aribo, Arfield, Morelos, Hadji and Kent, after they named the back four. If he's going to drop Aribo, then I'm reluctant to put Davis in there. Or would
Bakuna?
I don't know. If I was going to put him, then I'd put Davis in before Bakuna. For me, Lundsom's no...
Here's my team, right? Yeah, right.
There you go, pal.
Obviously, the goal in the back four, Glenn Kamara sitting in front of him. If Joe Aribo's playing, it'll be Joe Aribo, Scotty Arfield. Yeah, and Sakala, Morelos and Kent. If Aribo wasn't playing, I would take Aribo out and put Hadji in there.
Right.
That sounds brilliant. It sounds brilliant. I would even play Bakuna, because I think he's quite a good player. Or shall we say, Lundstrom. I don't think we should be fearing anyone that way. It's just if you're, it's an insurance thing, not to play, but Aribo in case he gets booked, then we've got to live with it. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Go and do it.
What we can do tomorrow, Oxshare, is think that this team has they've had some COVID issues and that, and they might be weakened. Let's kid ourselves on. Like I said on Wednesday, everybody that comes to Ibrox wants to beat us, and and a draw for them is a win. So our team should be up for it, no matter who we're up against. And if Joe Aribo's in that team,
that fast tempo start.
Yeah.
Hope we get the goals sooner. Can relax, enjoy, and maybe score more goals. I know football doesn't work like that, but that's what I'm looking for, Bridge.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, as I say, for my team, I want my team to be the best team available, and I want to be able to play fearless. If there's to go over any shenanigans that the authorities might come up with in order to get Aribo booked, then maybe we should be a wee bit sick. That's up to the manager if he wants to go in for insurance in that way. And if he does, we'll put another solution in there. But I think for me, play him. But the manager will be mad. Everything you have said, it's an absolutely incredible story, an incredible situation. But the best player in the country at the moment by a mile is fear. There was fear in case he gets booked. Come on. The things that's going on in Scottish football, we're worried.
What's your rationale, Jim? He can get booked, and it's the game he'll miss. It's no fear of getting booked. What's your thinking?
For me, it's
what's your thinking, Bridge?
All right, sorry, mate.
So me, I'm saying if there could be anything untoward going on in the background with the officials, somehow or other, we play Aribo tomorrow, and he plays his normal game, and he's absolutely brilliant, and lo and behold, somehow or other they give him a booking. We've seen our players getting booked for absolutely nothing. And if that happens with Aribo, then it'll be tragic. It's just tragic. But what I'm meaning is that they know Aribo is the best player in the country, playing well, right on top of his form. And if something happens to him or he gets booked tomorrow for nothing, look, if he gets booked for kicking somebody, that's a different thing. We can't make no complaint. Better for nothing. Wow.
I'm just concerned that we're going to turn into another group of supporters, you know.
Yeah, it's for me. It's no a concern, and the fact is, look, that's the nature of the beast, as they say, Oxshare. Look, he takes a chance, he gets booked. Whether he gets booked or no is a no-brainer for me. He's one of our best players at this moment in time, and he's got to play for the start. And whatever happens in the 90-odd minutes, then we need to suffer any consequences if there's any. But for me, first and foremost, 3 points against Dundee United. If Joe Aribo does get booked, he gets booked. If he doesn't, he doesn't. End of, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, to put it this way, you could play him tomorrow, you could play him the next day, and then lo and behold, he could bump into somebody against Aberdeen and they can't play because he's injured. You know, I don't know if he...
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
You know,
but if we've got the luxury of choosing, if we have the luxury of choosing and the manager wants to use that luxury, then the manager can do it. And as far as I'm concerned,
I'll tell you what we'll do, gentlemen, if that's all right with you two, lovely gentlemen. We'll put it out there to our callers. Would they play Joe Aribo tomorrow? Or would they save him for... So if he does get booked later on, it's not till later on in the season. Yeah? Would you play him tomorrow or not? Come and join us. 0141 356 1972. And you can talk to about what, Bridgeman?
Anything about Rangers and everything about Rangers, particularly to JFK.
Aye. The team no change in JFK. What's your thoughts on that? When we were used to... Tinker might be a bit strong, but sometimes people played well. I think back to Herlanda and Malmo in the first leg. Excellent game. Arguably our best player, and then out the game for the second.
Look, it's continuity. Look, when Gio played for us, right, the team that he played in that, I mean, we tended to play basically the same team for a few weeks, for a few games, and changes were made when available or where it had to be. So I think that Gio's trying to get a settled team, and I think he's done that. And I'm happy with that. I think the way Big Bassie's playing now, I think Hollander will have a hard job getting his jersey back. We all know about Balogun. He'll just be a passenger at the end of the season, then he'll be gone. But no, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the team he's picking. I know there's a wee bit of issue with yourself with likes of Hadji in a route, you know. But I think he's done reasonably well. Nothing fantastic, but he's not been my best player. But no, I think continuity is boding well for us, Oxy, and I think we should continue with that tomorrow.
I must admit, on Wednesday night, Oxy, particularly where I was at the Ibrox, people were quite happy with Hadji. You know, they seem to be doing everything right. Not everything.
I thought he'd done okay. He'd done okay on Wednesday night, mate. And I actually put him in my team as the 12th man tomorrow if Aribo wasn't playing, yeah?
Yeah, indeed. It looks like the continuity you're speaking about there, Jimmy. You know, if you get the continuity, people get a wee run, 5, 6, maybe even 10 games, then you can see what they're really like, Sometimes. It's really good to get that,
I think we can see it already. I think the way the team is playing now, that he is playing that core of players, that I think we can see that what Gio's wanting today, and it's working for us. Especially the second goal. The second goal was a world of going. Some of Aribo's touches off the ball is absolutely fantastic. So he's got them playing the way that he wants them to play. I mean, let's not forget, they call it total football, and it comes from Holland. And Gio's got us playing some of that at times, so I'm happy with that. And if he plays the same team tomorrow, I think they'll do really well.
I agree with you, JFK, that second goal yesterday was just absolutely wonderful to watch. Oh, absolutely wonderful. Just incredible stuff. I loved it. I just loved it. Oh, from inside your own box, you end up in their box scoring. I go, wow. None of their team touch the ball. Wow. Incredible.
Yeah.
And I've got 6 or 7 passes in there, all one touch passes. Fantastic. Yes, I loved that. Obviously, the Bears loved it as well.
All right, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, the trouble with this continuity, JFK, doesn't give us a lot to discuss.
No, I suppose not, because I know when we're picking a team for the game the next day, whatever, we're all, you've used the word many times, the phrase, there's going to be a curveball thrown in there. And that's what gave us the discussions, but it's good to see this, but we're only on a downer, we're still on a high. Top of the league, 4 points, sailing on, and just let's keep going forward and winning the games. And that's all we can do, and we're happy about that. Some of the fantastic play. The bonuses are for me is like Sabasi, who's come on to a great game. Scotty Arfield, it's like a different player for me. I think he's playing tremendous now. And Alfie looks as if he's shedding a few pounds, and he's got that big smile back in his face. And Ryan Kent is playing absolutely sublime at times. And the back four seem to be playing like a back four. And I know we're being critical of Goldson and Tav and that, but I think they've got their act together. Maybe there's been a few harsh words had to be said, and I've taken it on board. No, it's criticism, but it's constructive. This is the way I want to play. Show me what you've got, and and whatever happens in January, we'll just need to deal with that. But for me, at the moment in time, Rangers are playing absolutely wonderful football.
Yeah, agreed.
Ryan Kent, fit JFK.
Ryan Kent is it? Ryan Kent for me is. I think he's going to be a pivotal player for us, mate, this season. Is he going to definitely be fit for tomorrow?
Well, what I'm saying, playing him when he's fit, what a difference.
Playing when he's fit, aye. I think you said no. Of course, mate. You can see it. He's running by the ball. The goal that he scored, it's been very ranfy to get the ball. But what I'm really pleased about is you used the phrase last week. I was listening to the show, and it's about getting chalk on your boots, mate. I like that saying because that's the way I like my wingers to play. Because I grew up same as Bridgeman yourself, Merso Bridgeman, the wingers, with the great Davy Cooper and Wally Henderson and guys like Tommy McLean, who hugged that line to get the ball out to cross. Obviously we're not blessed with big giant players in the middle, which I'm a big fan of, but we don't have that, it's only in defence. But no, I'm love to see. That was a great phrase you used. Chalk on your boots, that's what you're wanting. They're on the line.
Brilliant.
Aye, definitely.
It's absolutely brilliant. Love it.
There's times for coming inside, but there's times to make the pitch big,
Yeah.
You've got to be, you can't be predictable, then it's easy for teams to get organised to play against you, and that's the difference I've seen in the last few games, mate.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you can see that. I mean, the 4-3-3 with the static midfielders there was too predictable for us, and too many teams just knew what we were going to do. But as I've said here many times as Gio came, it's good to see the way you can change a game in game time and change the players and change the formation. And that's what you call a manager. No just changing it for the sake of changing it, maybe chasing the game. So, yeah, Wednesday was 2-0 going on 4 or 5 easy, mate, because some of the football again we played was lovely to watch, and we got there were just desserts. So yeah, let's hope it continues, and I think it will continue tomorrow. And I think we're in for a treat tomorrow, mate.
A treat,
please.
Yes,
please.
Is it a Galaxy selection box? Skipper's bringing and forgetting a treat.
I hope no. I have the Gary Glitters with the Galaxy, mate. I'd rather it was Dairy Milk or
I knew you were
Toblerone or
always a
something.
big fan of him. Yeah.
Well, mate. We'll no even go there. Hello.
Well, it's good to be back, Jerry.
Definitely.
But the continuity bridge, the continuity, I think it's a good thing. I think if you play well, you keep the strap. Yeah, the people aren't getting in the team, they get a bit browned off. That's the nature of football at any level. But if your team's winning, you can suck it up a bit, can you? If you're being honest, yeah.
Oh yes. Plus the fact there are games during the season where the manager will believe that he could just take that guy out and put somebody in there just to get him 90 minutes under his belt, so on and so forth. Just select. We've done that. We've been part of football. We've been in the position where we're the man that get told, no, you're not playing. Well, I never get told that, but some people get told.
No, it never happened to me neither. No, never.
To me neither.
So there you go. It does happen, but it does happen. Sometimes it was the best player you've got, just why it doesn't for whatever reason. However, the continuity for me, it could be everything for the club now. If Gio is going to go in, he wants to pick it, and if he's going to pick the same team every week or close to it, then my goodness gracious, we've been saying that for the last season. Why are we not playing Elander? Why is he getting dropped? So on and so forth. Obviously it was something to do with the manager's thoughts at that time. But look at this. This guy's continuing, and we've got this lovely continuity, and you're seeing the rewards. I think you're seeing the rewards now, and hopefully that continues. That's what.
Never get told I wasn't playing, just didn't get told where they were playing.
Right.
Anyway, we've been joined by Robert Witherell. How are we doing, Robert?
Robert.
No, but good evening, Ox. Evening, Jimmy, and evening, Chris, man. Oh, listen, how am I doing? I'm in nettles here. I'm sitting down at 8 o'clock, put on Rangers Radio, look, ready to enjoy my curry with my can of Diet Iron Brew, and you played Giovanni's press conference. Now, I know Joe Aribo's only one booking away for a suspension, but I didn't realise that suspension would have came against the Beggars. So I'm sitting here on notes, guys. You don't need help calm me down. Honestly, I'll no sleep at night with worry, and that's the God's honest truth.
Robert.
Mate, you're kidding me on? No chance. And so listen, what I'm going to say here is, right.
Would you play him
right. Well, see if that one booking is like, see if he played tomorrow and he get booked and he misses the Celtic game. But if he didn't play tomorrow and he gets booked against St Mirren and he doesn't miss the Celtic game, I wouldn't play him. If we can leave him out tomorrow and it'll not affect the Celtic game when he gets booked, then I would definitely 100% not play him, because if we can't beat Dundee United at Ibrox minus Joe Aribo, then there's something far wrong. So as much as I'm going along to see it and I want to watch, because he's been fabulous, he's worth Fiello, but if it's a case of leaving him out because we need him for that game down there on the 2nd of January, I would leave him out. And guys, cast your minds back. You'll correct me here. Did we no play with Alfredo Morelos in a biggie game like Air United or something? And he get booked and he missed the semi-final against Aberdeen, which cost us, in my opinion, and we had to play that big Sadiq. So that's the reason why. If we don't have to, see if we were playing away to Hearts or Hibs or somebody, then we've got to play him. But not, honestly, guys, I'm sorry. I'm a bag of nerves here tonight.
Robert, that was brilliant. That big do.
And you come, GSK.
How you doing, Robert? Hope you're keeping well, pal.
Oh, I was 20 minutes ago, Jimmy. But
no, look, I think.
Listen, I've just had a message. If you're feeling that ill, our Northwest correspondent will come and take the curry off your phone.
More than welcome before it goes in the bin. There's a bag of chips to go with as well.
I think we're giving them, the Beggars, too much respect by saying that we want to keep Joe Aribo. We need to go tomorrow and beat Dundee United. I mean, I was at the semi-final, Robert, when we had Big Sadiq playing as our main striker, and he was hopeless. But you've got to remember the team we had then. We didn't have a team as such, and the manager made a big boo-boo by allowing him to go in against Air United and get booked. Tomorrow, I think we've got to play him and see how the game goes. And like Bridgeman said at the start, if we're winning the game and we're winning it, that we're comfortable, then take him off. And that's him. He's past that bit and he'll be available for them. But I think we're paying them too much respect because they're not a great team, right? And I think to play, I think Joe Aribo would be unhappy if he was told by the gaffer tomorrow that I'm keeping you off altogether because I want you to be fit for available for the Smellick game. I don't think that's how we should run the team. Play your best 11, and if Joe's in our best 11, I think we should play him, and let's see what happens.
Is there a caveat to that, GFK? If we were to play well and go one or two and maybe get a third goal, would you whip him straight off?
Yeah.
100%.
All right.
Yeah, I'm seeing next year.
That idea, Robert.
I understand it, and I totally agree with everything Jimmy's saying. It's just, as I say, and I know you could say, the manager could say, right, Joe, you go there and don't you make a challenge at all under no circumstances. You can't play it, you can't play football like that. And if you've noticed, Big Joe Aribo's no scared to get in about it. Now, he's toughened up this season, the big long legs he has, and that's why he has been picking up, he's putting himself about. But I just feel...
Here's a question for you, Robert, and I don't want to put you off your curry again. What happens if you play against Aberdeen and he gets injured? So how much cotton wool do you wrap him up?
I know. Listen, you're bang on the money. But see, the thing is as well, if you remember, before my last manager left, he was taking Joe Aribo off after 70 minutes and stuff like that. And he came out, if you remember, and said all the games that he's played, no just for us, for Nigeria and that, he was a bit tired. And we've got a lot of games coming up for him the next 10 days, whatever it is. So I think we have got to freshen the squad up and leaving one or two are better players to give them a rest. Because all these games that are coming, I don't think that'll do us any harm, especially when the games are at Ibrox. We should be able to.
I think it's 4 and 16 days, Robert.
Well, there you go. But you know where I'm coming from, because there are a lot of games to play, and we're expecting these guys to give it all. The way they're playing is fantastic. You don't want to change the team at all. But I'm just thinking the bigger picture. The booting obviously is top of my mind, but I'm also thinking all these games we've got to play, and it wouldn't do us any harm resting one or two. No any more than one or two of our real key players. That's only my opinion.
Okay, mate. All right. Right. Okay. People see it differently. Understand, and obviously you always want to be them, but we've got 9 points to play with before then, Bridgeman. So do you wrap Joe up and Cotton Mill for 3 games?
Well, I doubt very much if we would want to do that. Certainly wrap him up and Cotton Mill for some of them, or some of the minutes. And that's the reason why I would say if we're definitely playing our best team and the manager can manage it from half-time on, I would leave him off at half-time, just for sense of providing everybody's happy. He just does it. And that's that game out of the way insofar as that danger. My problem with all of this is, and I'm being very cynical and suspicious of everything that goes on in Scottish football, is that we could have a referee, an official that does something, watches Aribo, says he's fouling, and all this nonsense, and just get him booked. Without any contact with players or anything like that, just get them booked. Or not even worse, you get some of these Dundee United guys, they know. So football players, they know what's happening. As far as he's concerned, if he gets an air, book it, let's go and kick him, see if he can retaliate and all that nonsense, So that can happen as well. So I'll go with what the manager says. Personally, I don't want to do that. I want to play it. I want Big Joe to play, score a goal or two, help somebody to score a goal and get us a lead at half time, and that'll give the manager that chance to say, let's rest him up, just take him off so he'll get booked. Simple. That's the way I feel.
There's a bit of a twist in it as well, because don't forget Nigeria have got a new manager, and we don't know if he's going to give us the same courtesy, allowing Joe to.
Gaffer's pretty confident, isn't he? In the press
this new guy, he's hopefully going to give the same courtesy that he's going to allow Joe Aribo and others to go to their country training camp late for the African Nations Cup. So for me, it's all about Rangers, and I'm 100% play Joe Aribo tomorrow.
When's the African Cup? African Nations Cup?
During the winter break.
It starts about the winter break, Bridgeman, and it runs for about 4 weeks, the same as like the World Cup, because that's there. So I don't know exactly when it starts. So we'll be watching something.
What affect us if we get to the big game on 22nd of January? Should be all right, yeah.
According to the manager, we should be all right, but we'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. But the main thing is that we need Joe Aribo for tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned.
100%.
And take it as it is on the day. And if he gets booked, he gets booked. What do we do? We can't just. It happens. That's not what we go to see. Football, I go to Ibrox to see the best team that Rangers put out, and their game against the Smellies is not for 3 weeks yet. So for me,
If it was maybe a cup final or that, Robert, I would understand your rationale. But I think it's every 3 points. We'll get 9 points to play with before there. And they're a big 9 points. If we were to take 9 points, we're starting to put pressure on them because we score goals and keep scoring goals, and Joe's an integral part of that. We could have them under real pressure,
I know, and you're right. I mean, if the manager does leave them out tomorrow and we drop 2 points, God forgive me, then we're thinking, why was Joe no Aribo in the start? So I understand that. And also, as I've said to you in the last couple of shows, we were doing, in my opinion, and I'm not getting carried away here, in my opinion, win the next 4 games in the league's yours. I've said that. I said it when it was 6 games. And I believe even if they won all theirs and we go 7 points and clear, in fact, well, it'll be 10 points because they'll play a game less by the time we play them the 2nd of January. I believe then it's your league.
I think they play on Wednesday night. I'm not sure. I'll get the research department to check that out. I think they play on Wednesday night against St. Mirren.
Oh, can I ask you a wee question then?
That's a great game done.
See, we're talking about Joe Aribo there and going that African Nations Cup, and I heard the manager saying the 3 of them would be available for the 2nd of January. There's no way that Nigeria can come in. You heard Jimmy saying about a new manager there. They can't come in and say, no, we want them earlier, can they? And they would miss the 2nd of January.
No, I think it's the courtesy of the manager. I think if he wants them, he'll get them. He'll just invoke the UEFA, FIFA 14-day rule, Robert, that the players should be with them. But look, if that happens, it happens. Again, we can't see into the future, obviously. But for me, the game against the Beggars is 3 games away for me. So I'm wanting to go out tomorrow, beat Dundee United, and then I want to play our game in Wednesday night. And then obviously, Wednesday night, the Christmas game against St Mirren in Boxing Day. And then we've got the Sheep to play. All the games are more important than the Smellick game in the 2nd of January. They've got to be taken care of first. So we've got to play our first team. We just can't be tinkering with it for the sake of saying he could be a booking away. He's a booking away for missing their game. Never mind them. Just concentrate on the 3 games before that. That's all I want to look for, at the moment, guys.
Yes, the research department have informed me, and I'm surprised you didn't know this, Mr. Bridgman, that they're away to Celtic on Wednesday. St Mirren are away. They're away to St Mirren on Wednesday evening. There you go.
Yeah,
this research department.
Yes, I was trying to say earlier that, as far as I believe, St Mirren are hoping that game will go on. They don't know.
Yes.
Because of this COVID thing,
There's COVID everywhere. Right, okay. Aye, Robert, anything else on your mind, brother?
Yeah, well, I'll give you my team for tomorrow then. I'm going to go for Alan McGregor, Captain James Tavernier, Bonner Barisic, Connor Golson, and Big
I think Alan McGregor's only one booking away for a suspension away as well.
I don't say that, God. Anything, but no, he'll be all right.
We'll have your Pecora as well, Robert.
No problem. So my 2 centre backs, Calvin Bassey, and obviously Big Connor Golson, who's playing out his skin. And then in midfield, I'm going to go tomorrow for Glenn Kamara, the wee Rolls Royce is back. I'm going to go for Hadji, and I'm going to go for Scott Arfield, and I'm going to play Kent, Morelos and Sakala. There's my team for tomorrow. No Joe Aribo.
Okay, all right. Aye, okay. We've also been joined by Old Davy. How we doing, Old Davy?
Good evening, boys. Good evening, Ox. How are you? And regarding...
I'll be better for your dulcet tones, mate, yeah?
Yes, and just to let you know, the chocolates I prefer they're called 55s.
Okay.
That's celebration.
Very good. I see what you've done there, David, but do yourself a favour, leave the gags to me, yeah?
I'm going to get mine in first, because then I'll not get one in all night after you. Anyway, regarding what we're talking about, you've got to play Aribo. You cannot no play him. See this, why he sit back and no get booked? You don't win leagues like that. You've got to play the next game, and the next game. You can't sit back and say, cover him up in cotton wool, cover him up in cotton wool, and then what happens? What happens if the results go the other way? And you've got him sitting on the bench? Nah, not for me.
Oh, I'll let Robert Weatherall come in with that one. Robert, old Davy has spoken.
No, listen, I don't disagree with anything Davy or the other guys are saying. It's just me the way I am. I get myself on a state and understand, of course, I'm going to eyedrop some more and I want to see our best players. Of course, I want to see Joe Aribo, who scored, taking that ball at the sky like Ronaldinho would do. That's what that was like Wednesday night, Ronaldinho-esque, and I'm not comparing them with him, but I'm just saying it was Ronaldinho-esque the way he taking that ball out the sky. Fantastic. And also another point, I don't know if anybody's actually brought it up. See that second goal we scored against Hearts, another great Joe Aribo ball out the sky. Now, did you know, I watched that again the other day, do you know we had 17 or 18 passes without a Hearts player touching the ball before Joe Aribo put that in the net, and I don't think anybody's brought that point up.
Say that again, Robert. What goal you talking?
See the second goal against Hearts, Joe Aribo's goal against Hearts last week. Watch it.
When we no, right.
Yes.
Sorry.
Something like 17 passes, Rangers. So they get a corner kick and Barry it came out the box and Barry Mackay tried to run it down the line. I don't know if the Alfie or somebody taken it off him, and then we started passing the ball about, and when Connor Golston made that pass to Joe Aribo, it was something like 17 passes without Hearts touching the ball. What a goal, eh? What a team goal. Same.
That is impressive, Davy, that Robert can count to 17 in it.
You've been in Brixton, we didn't have any Catholic schools. unlike Drum Chapel.
In you come, Davy, in you come.
Here's a run cheeky. Well, I'm glad that wasn't the end of that one. Anyway, that's a story. After everybody, we've all got our own opinions, but and we'll all sing after one, haven't we? But you got to play your strongest team, and I think he'll do that. You can't just wrap somebody up and say, just what I've said. You can't ding him. You've got to play him.
Dinging somebody's phone's on. Aye, listen, Robert. The problem is, mate, and I'll be honest with you, we're scoring that many good goals, and there's that much skill with the Aribo trap, if we want to call it that. We forgot how good a goal, our second goal, was on Wednesday night because we were that busy talking about the Aribo trap. GFK, it's true, isn't it?
Aye. Yeah. Look, just go and play the game with the players that we've got. You know, I can see where Robert's coming from, you know. But just don't get yourself too uptight. Go and have another Coca-Cola and another hot curry, pal. You know. And what today is, if you're not unable to count past 17, I've got a spare abacus here for you. Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh, brilliant. No Alex Kelly's on his Robert Weatherall. No Alex Kelly's on the show tonight.
Robert, just out of curiosity, can you not just move the beads you've got one at a time and use them for counting?
I will. I suppose I could. Oh, God. What have I done? I phoned in here for you to calm me down a wee bit. I'm ready to jump out the window.
We got you laughing.
Oh, mate, listen, you've always got me laughing. That's what I love about this show. And the bears that are on this show and the people that listen to this show always got me laughing. Anything to do with Glasgow Rangers will always get me laughing.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
Well said.
Just as well you're a straight man here, Davey, yeah?
Oh, definitely. I'm glad. I'm not saying I'm glad, but Robert's taking the heat tonight for me. Oh, it's early, but I would do the same. I would jump out the window and all, but I'm only one up.
Aye.
I'd land again.
What's your thing? So you would basically play the same team tomorrow, David, yeah? Pretty much, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. You can tuck it and nip it a couple of times. Depending on, he's got to look who he's playing against. He'll know who he wants in the middle, who he wants out in the line, how Dundee United's going to sell. Because every game's different.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's the guy that's putting the team out, and so far so good, isn't it? It's just getting better and better. So I'm not concerned who plays tomorrow. I say that the last few games and the scores, as long as we get the 3 points, keep the heat on all the way. Keep the heat on all the way.
We get the 3 points. You can crash out the celebrations, huh?
Oh, I'll be buying two tons.
Bridgman likes the heroes. He likes the heroes. JFK's more traditionally. He's more your quality street. Yeah.
No, I'm more into chocolate buttons, mate. You get more in a packet.
Your eyes have always been bigger than your
belly. Well, you should see the size of my belly.
Oh, dear. Right, okay. Right. Are you okay, Robert? You all right?
I'm fine, yeah, I'm fine. I'll stay on a couple of more minutes here. I'll let you get more callers in. But I just want to say, I'll finish off and I'll go and get that curry. You'll calm me down. But can I just say, guys, honestly, see some of the football we are playing in spells. It's unbelievable, some of the wee triangle passes. And see if we could keep that up for 60, 70 minutes, we will give teams a really a battering, because the energy and everything Gio's put into that team, absolutely fantastic. When he left us in the lurch, we were all panicking. Look at us now, it's a blessing in disguise. That man's came in and he's turned us about. We know it's, and this is early days. Wait till he puts his own stamp on it when he brings in some of his own players and that. You know, honestly, I'm so excited. It's so brilliant. Just
7 games, 6 wins, 1 draw away to Leon. Some record in a month, GFK, a month.
In a month, mate, and also 5 starts for Alfie, or 6 starts for Alfie, and he scored 5 goals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something we've been missing for a while. So the manager's put a good stamp on his team, and I agree with Robert. I mean, I think once he gets his own players in, we'll see a different dimension to the team. Depending, the boy Skov Olsen's supposed to be rumoured to be one he's interested in. He's a decent player. I'd have a look at him. So, but it's early days yet. We don't know what's going to happen. We'll talk about it nearer the time. But once he gets a couple of his own players, depending where they come from, whether it be for Denmark, Sweden, or maybe even his own home country, Holland, we'll maybe see a bit more variety in the team. But what he's doing now with the players that he's inherited has been absolutely wonderful to watch. And nobody's as happy as me at this moment in time. If I jumped out the window or land on the paving, because I'm in the conservatory, so I can't jump out any windows. But so I'm happy, mate. I'm just liking the way the boat's sailing now. Boat's sailing nice and steady, near rough waves. We're just sailing along, beating everybody in front of us.
It's not just the results, and I'll come to this when we come back to the tune. And Robert, you can answer this before you go after the tune. It's not just the results, it's the performances. You know what it's like, Davey. You've been a bit of a stud. It's not just your results, it's your performance that counts as well. Get yourself to mute. We're going to have a tune.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though at times they have been hard, we're followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. boys in blue, the most successful team in football. For Scotland's gallant few, whose times they have been hard, will follow near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands at Aribo.
Give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right. Oh, what a tune. It's powerful, isn't it? You know, it's
fantastic.
Well done. It gets the old hairs in the back of the neck. You don't get that many. It's a generational one, Robert.
Oh, brilliant. It's a great song, but we've got that many great songs. Hundreds of great songs, haven't we?
Yep. Right, okay. Performance, your results, that obviously, well, first and foremost, we want to win football matches, but since the gaffers come in, the performances have went through the roof. You know, only conceded 2 goals, keeping a 0, and it's been fantastic, Robert.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, if you said many times on this programme, when Rangers perform, Rangers win, and that's nothing truer than that, and it's true. But let's be honest, before Gio came in, we were all criticising the performances, maybe apart from the one at Motherwell and 1 or 2 others. The performances just weren't up to scratch, and now that Gio's come in, and honestly, we love going to watch our team. We'll go 7 days a week if we could, but I know it's even better because we're confident now when we go to Ibrox. We're going to be entertained like we have been done the last 6 or 7 games. And as a Rangers fan, that's what I want. I want everything as a Rangers fan. I want the win first and foremost, and secondly, obviously, I want a great performance and Rangers to roll over these teams, because that's what I've been used to all my life, watching great players and great Rangers teams.
Mm-hmm. A guy who always performs. Oh, Davey, you enjoying it?
I wish you would play the tune again. I got excommunicated there for a bit.
No, but the first time that's happened to you, is it?
Well, it wouldn't happen to me. I don't go to the Piney.
No.
I agree with Bobby's saying. Robert's on there. Some points in the bag get count.
Aye, it does. First and foremost, you come away happy with the result, JFK. Okay. But when you're back in the boozer and you start dissecting it, you're looking for the performance as well.
Of course you do. You know, I've said here before, you know, we'll take a bridge man every week, but at the end of the day, you want to be entertained as well. You know, we support the team through thick and thin, but you still want to see some nice football that excites you. I've had nights and days in the last. I got to see the Gers in 1966. So, seen a lot of poor performances, but I saw a lot of wonderful performances and I'm just thinking, since Gio's come into the team, we can see the progression that he's made, and it's good to talk about some of the football we're playing. Especially, I agree with what Robert said. The way Aribo pulled that boy out there, that was Ronaldinho-esque. That was absolutely.
Wasn't just that. It was the way he beat the man after it as well.
Aye. Oh, absolutely wonderful, mate. And if Ronaldo and others were doing that, and players down south were doing that, it'd be all aired their television, but we don't seem to be able to do that up here. And I'm assuming it's because it's Rangers, But no, I want to see my team win, obviously, like everybody else, first and foremost. But I want to be entertained. I don't want to be sitting there in my horns, being excited by the team I'm watching. And I don't care how the other team play, as long as the Rangers are playing really well and they can score a few goals. So I'm hoping for that tomorrow. And again, I would take a bridge man tomorrow, but I'm hoping it's no.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. Right. Robert, what's the tweaks that this manager's made then, in your opinion?
I've dead obviously seeing it. As I said the other night in our zone, we're playing with wide players now, i.e. Kent, etc. The defenders are defending, and we're playing with we're more quicker. I know that's just across the way and back the way, dead slow. Even Glenn Kamara was frustrating me for a while back there. with the slowness he's playing, and it's all quickened up. We're getting the ball forward quicker, and we're more direct. And that's how I said to you last week when you asked for my team against Dundee, and I said Sakala, Kent, and Morelos, because I want all the fast players playing. If I got my way and he was on form, I'd throw Scott right in there somewhere as well. Because see, when we've got pace in my team and we got teams. We're a really good team to watch, especially that boy Ryan Kent. He's been back. He's been sensational as well. It's a toss up between him and Joe Aribo, in my opinion, who've been playing the best the last few weeks.
I've got Aribo in front, but Kent's been good as well. But a guy that I've enjoyed in maybe the last couple of months when he's been on the park, and he's not had as many minutes as you think, is Fashion Sakala, JFK. Then, David.
I'd agree with you there. I think the part that Sakala's has played in bits has been nice to watch. I was surprised he didn't play on Wednesday night. But I thought, but the manager wanted to change that, and rightly so. He's got the right to do that. I've been impressed with Sakala, and that's what I think is there's something. I think there was something brewing behind the scenes, and I think whatever our new manager Gio's come in. And he's had a few words and you can see that there's a togetherness in the team now. I would go with Sakala. For me, it's Aribo and then Ryan Kent as a 1-2, and possibly even Scotty Arfield as a number 3. That'd be my top 3 at the moment.
But I also think, Davey, that since the manager comes in since the semi-final, I also think Connor Golson's been good, if I'm being honest.
Right, 100%. That's one of the tweaks we're talking about. He's got them back to where their confidence should have been. And I've said it, Lance, I've said it a million times. You can't get through what we've been through regarding losing the manager, losing the semi-final, and look good. And that proved it in the semis. The two lads done their best at coaching the team, but as far as I'm concerned, that shouldn't have been there. But you can see the difference now. And the ship was unsteady. Now the ship is definitely steady. And when we go on about the Celtic mob, I think we're getting a wee bit too far ahead of ourselves here. Let's go out to win tomorrow, take on Aberdeen, and then we'll worry about the Celtic now.
Are you not worrying about the St Mirren game?
No, I'm not worrying. I missed that one out. I'm having a sweet here. Aye, definitely. You've got to get 3 points every game, and then the next game will take care of itself. Aberdeen's a big game as well.
3 points, 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Yeah, just keep rolling, yeah?
Oh, definitely. And you've got to keep on playing your strongest team. And he's doing that. He's only tweaking it here and there. Maybe dropping Hadji, Sakala, moving them about. And it's working. So if the car's working all right, don't tinker with it too much.
If it's no broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Spot on.
All right, okay. You're a very wise man, Davey. You just tied it well, yeah?
Well, when you're somebody... Who's that laughing? Well, as I said, when you get to 73, it comes natural.
You get 78, you'll be like a record, mate, just playing it the same one hour and hour again. Right, stop it enough. We know what age you're going to be, and we know when your birthday's going to be, but we're not getting you a card or a cake. Right?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm hoping to come and see you in March. That'd be a big highlight for me. I'd love it.
March?
Aye, that's when we're having the night out, isn't it?
The night out's sold out, mate. That's what I said. If you want to come, you should look after my motor.
Aye, but it doesn't mean I can't come because it's sold out. I can still come in for 5 minutes and have a blare with you.
You think so? We're very particular. Robert, let her have a word with him.
Well, I take it that's an aye. Okay. No, I would love to meet you. It'd be really nice. It'd be a pleasure.
You think, GFK, you think it'll be a pleasure?
Well, we might sound quite, what's the word? I need to be careful with my word. We might sound quite intelligent on here, but intelligence doesn't go with the looks, Davey.
Well, I agree with that. That's only coming out for 5 minutes.
Well done.
Oh dear. You might be sadly disappointed.
Never.
Right, okay. But what as a big game tomorrow, because it's that time of the season where everything counts, and you're, by the way, is it the morning halfway stage, is it? 19th game, is it? I'll just check that out. Is it?
Aye.
Aye, that's halfway through the league campaign, GFK, so it just the game start disappearing, it gets more exciting, you know. Last year was exciting, and hopefully we can pull away. It's still exciting, but it takes the pressure off of it, Jimmy.
As I've said, Oxford, I mean, I know that they're playing on Wednesday, but it doesn't matter what they're doing. We win tomorrow, we go 7, and then it's up to them today what they've got today. But I've said here umpteen times, just keep winning, Rangers. That's all we need to do. Keep winning and let the rest try and catch us up. And the Beggars game will take care of itself, you know. So win these next 3 games and we'll see what happens with the Beggars on the 2nd of January. But I'm just looking forward to tomorrow. Play the football I know we're playing and get a good win. Come away happy. Hopefully I've got my selection box in my pocket for the skipper. And I'm up the road and I'm up the road and I'm bumping up there, mate. Hey!
When you're happy, Bridge.
What's that, pal?
When you're happy, you're happy.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, like everybody on here tonight, particularly, I'm over the moon with the way the team are playing. Over the moon. I managed to take myself back to Ibrox on Wednesday there, and I absolutely loved it. And the team put a wee performance on for me. I was so happy. Not just for me, of course, but I thought they were excellent. I came away happy, very happy. I'm still happy. More of them, please. More of them.
Well said.
Right, okay. Is there a downside to this continuity? Have we got to ship out fringe players?
Yeah.
Robert?
Oh, 100%. Guys, they're taking away for nothing. Like Brandon Barker, who's never signed in the first place, and he disrespects the boy. Time for him to go. Big, I've said it many times, Big Simpson's not going to cut it. I'd love to the big guy to do it. There's something about him, but just no for us. The wee boy Middleton, I don't see him coming back.
Mm-hmm.
We're
I'm hearing that Real Madrid and PSG are looking at him.
Oh no, he's in there with Jimmy Bale. There's maybe he's going. He's in there for the longevity, isn't he? And anyway, just before I go, you were talking about big Connor Golston there. So hypothetically, he's been playing brilliant, as we know. I think he's all people saying he's no because he's no signed this contract. I think the big guy's been outstanding. So hypothetically, when the January window opens off, if we got offered $1.5 million, say, for Connor Golston, do you take it or no?
Me personally?
Yes.
No.
Thank you very much, because I'm the same. I'm thinking the bigger picture, the 40 million, and I certainly wouldn't for $1.5 million.
There is a scenario where you would take it if you brought somebody in. But I can't see that happening in the January window, so the answer would be no. GFK?
Yeah.
That'd be a no for me, because I'm looking at what we've got. You know what I mean? We've got 7 players there in the back 4. Tavernier, Bassey, Hollander, Golson, Simpson, Patterson, and maybe Katic. We don't know if he'll ever come back. For me, nah.
You get a song there, GFK, Tavernier, Bassey. Do you think you could add to that, Tavernier?
Oh, right, aye. Well done, aye. I'll try it, mate. No, the night, though. But, I would say Simpson's is a goner, and probably Katic. So then you're talking about there's 3 players fighting for that back 4. 4 players for that back 4 would be Tavernier, Bassey, Hollander, Golson, and Patterson. So no, I would keep, if somebody even come in with $2 million, I'd keep Golson, mate. I think because we don't have anybody else to substitute him. So for me, it's a no-brainer. He's playing well, so. Whatever's happened, he's pulled his socks up and he's playing well. There's a few players that we would probably get rid of, like the Brandon Barker. We could never understand why he came to Ibrox in the first place. Do you think Itten will ever come back?
No, I don't actually. I think he'll move on. I think he potentially might move on, but you never know in football. Stranger things have happened, you know. And I have been wrong before, Davey, 1983, I think.
Well,
oh my God!
Also, I'm going to jump out. Okay, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've loved
Nice
it
to
tonight,
speak to
guys.
you, Robert.
Robert,
You take care.
You too, pal.
Hope you
Nice
enjoy
to
your
speak to
fun,
you.
Robert. I hope you enjoy your
I will do, guys, and look forward to going along to Ibrox, along to God's house tomorrow, getting my seat up the club deck, cheer the Glasgow Rangers on, and I'm making a prediction 5-0 because we owe them one after the second game of the season, and we've owed them one for years after all the carry on with our chairmans in the past and all that. There's one team I want to get right hiding to, apart from them down the road for me. It's that Dunch, as Jimmy calls them, Scumdy United. Good night, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Good night.
When I heard the ping, I thought it was somebody's phone. It was obviously Robert's microwave, you know what I mean?
Aye.
But we'll see. Your Brandon Barkers and that, they ain't going anywhere, are they? Because they're not going to get anything like the money. Yeah, they're just going to sit there at the end, and then they'll look to play in the leagues in England if they can get in our club. But they're never going to get the money that they're on at our club.
No, definitely not. 100%, mate.
No. It's difficult. It's difficult. There would be a tipping point, I suppose, if for Goldstein when the board would seriously have to look at it, Davey. Yeah?
Oh, you've got to, you know, it's the position we're in at the moment. As the guys were saying, you know, the money, okay, if it was sufficient, probably I would take it, but not for that kind of money. But if you're going to get him and they're going to keep winning the points, he's got to stay. He can't. I am a great believer in Ross, and I think when Gio and his background squad all get together, they'll sort all that out. I'm confident they'll come away with the proper procedures and the right answers.
Yeah, can't argue with that. I think what he's done with the team now has been absolutely wonderful. So long may that continue. You can see the smile on the players' faces. It's back again. They're playing for him, playing for each other. So it's onwards and upwards for me. Really looking forward to the game, especially as I've not been for a wee while. So I'm looking forward to going and meeting my good friends for Rangers Radio at the temporary bistro.
I'll be there.
So. I'm going to get there early because I don't want to miss getting my selection box, Bridge, man.
I think Bridge is also giving out Secret Santas to everybody, so everybody
Secret Santa, you're kidding me on, pal.
Bridge will have presents for everybody.
Right.
You know, get yourself along here, Davey. I believe there's at least a £100 note in at least one of them. You know what I mean? Just you might be lucky, Davey.
What I was going to say, I totally agree with you when you were saying about, and this is a point I think we're missing it a wee bit about how many games are left. There's loads and loads of points to play for. So the next two, I know we're going about next games and 4 next games. They're all the same. They're all 3 points. You get 3 points. That's it. So after even the Celtic game, there's still 2 games against them and all the other games to play. So it's bubbling up nice. It's coming on nice. As I've said, we get up by the Celtic, even coming out with a draw, and we're still at 4 points. That's a great start for after that result, if that's the way it pans out. But who knows?
I get what you're saying, David, but the thing about it is, after the 4 games, there is only 16 to go, you know, and it doesn't even Robert Weatherall could count that, you know. You know.
Good Robert, he jumped through the window.
He just threw his chapati at the radio there.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
You know. But
what you were saying there, Oxford, what you were saying about we're playing 18. Some clubs have only played 17. That's the bottom 2. But they must be playing each other, so they'll knock hell out of each other, I hope. But really and truly, tomorrow we go there, get 3 points tomorrow, and that's us we're right on the halfway mark, and we're with something like 48 points in the bag. You can't ask for better than that, can you, really, based on what we've done?
Of course you can.
No, and the calendar year to lose one league game, JFK, if we keep going in this run, it's remarkable, isn't it?
Of course it is. And I think that will happen, mate. I think that will happen. That we'll go. The 3 games we've got before we play the Smellick. You know, I can't see any other way. And do you know, I've said this a few times before. I've got that kind of a confidence that I had in me going to Ibrox when we were doing 9 in a row. I expected us to win. Some of the football we're playing and the way we're dispatching teams, I were no winning 4 and 5 nothing. And I'm with Robert. I'd like to see us beat them 3 or 4 or 5 tomorrow. But we'll get our predictions before we go for night. But the football's nice to watch, and to do a calendar year with that would be an absolute great achievement. And I'm thinking we're very capable of doing it. It's getting to the tickly bit. This is a hard part of the season, when the winter cold and that, and a lot of players kind of hide, but I don't see any Rangers players hiding so far. So let's hope that continues, Oxia. But yeah, I think the players have got to keep going, putting their shoulder to the wheel and just keep going for more and more and more. Get these 4 games out the road, the one against them, that'll see us well into the new year. And I think if we win these games, I would like to think that'd be the league done for us. I think we would win it. Hand, mate. No, win these games coming up.
Right, I get your commentary. I understand that rationale, but we keep going. Glenn Kamara, Bridgeman, he's a conductor. It's pushing and prodding and letting the if you like the flair players go on with their job. I think he's grown into that role, and he covers the ground a wee bit better than Stephen Davis. And I'm a fan of Stephen Davis, always have been. But I can see Glenn, all right, he'd made a misplaced pass on Wednesday night when the boy ran in and dived. But anybody can make one bad pass in a game, but he has played the role very, very well. And you see him coming and supporting the centre halves, and then minutes later he's back up on the edge of the box, you know. All right, he doesn't shoot as often as like, but he's been an important player for his Bridgeman.
Yeah, you can see game after game, he's just fantastic for us. He's playing really well, and the crowd love him. The fans love him. Just as you said there, when he makes a mistake because of the position, the central position he's in, as part of the core of the team, when he makes a mistake, the team suffer because invariably it causes them their forwards to be able to get the ball on the midfielders and come forward towards us out of nothing, out of absolutely nothing. So other than maybe odd mistakes, I think he's been outstanding this season. I think he was outstanding last season as well. But this season, he's looking great. He's mature and marvellous. He's got to be some player. And I don't know how old he is, maybe 24, 25.
Check exactly for you, mate. Aye, I'm enjoying him and all. JFK, then Davey.
I mean, you mentioned Stephen Davis here. I'm going to ask you a question about Stephen Davis. How much do you think Stephen Davis will play the rest of the season?
Oh, you answer my question first, and then I'll decide if I'm answering your question.
What was your question? That's how I asked you a question.
Yeah.
I was attending the dog here and I couldn't get in the corner.
You carry on, the floor's yours.
Well, all I can say is...
Never try and kid a kidder, yeah?
No, I know that.
The 100 yards there, eh?
Oh, I know, pal, I know. You
I'll prompt with JFK, it's about Kamara, there you go, there a hint.
Kamara's a great player, mate.
You were COT, JFK.
Oh, dearie me. Caught right out there, eh? Jeez, oh, man. Oh, my God. Get done in there, didn't I?
The same question to old Davey.
Well, I think that's a good thing. I feel now that we'll get good quality on the bench now. If we have got to jig it about, I think what we're taking off and putting on, it's no weakness in any sense. You know, if you take off, say, Hadji and you bring on Sigala, I'm over the moon with that because they're on fire now, and long may it continue. And Kamara's just one of the bits of the jigsaw.
He's 26, Bridgeman. And obviously, he's been with us nearly 3 years now, you know.
Yeah, and it's starting to reach that peak, the magical 27, 28. That's when people in that position, that's them at a peak. And he'll be looking for something, I would imagine, to sign a longer contract with us, or indeed look for it.
He's just done it. He's just done it.
And I'm saying, but at that age, they normally look for that long contract or starting to make a move. If he's done, what did he do? Sign a 3-year
extension, didn't he? Signed an extension.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Sorry, I can't remember what it was. 3 years.
Yeah, I'll get the research department on it. They'll be wanting overtime the way we're treating them in night.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Right.
Well,
the question was GFK that Kamara's coming in and he's making his. He has sort of replaced Stephen Davis, but he's playing well, and he's a sort of. I'm not being flippant. He's a conductor, water carrier, whatever you want to call that role. But he lets the other ones go and play, but keep it simple and moving. Is it?
Yeah,
totally agree with you, mate.
Your name's Bridgeman, no GFK.
Yeah. Kamara's really come on to his game as well, mate. I think, I keep saying, whatever a gaffer's said to the players, Kamara's always been one of my favourite players at Ibrox, you know, and to think that they got him for 50,000. I was listening to Neil McCann last week, and Neil McCann at that time was, I don't know if he was the assistant or whatever at Dundee, and he said it was out of his hands. He just couldn't believe that Dundee had let him go to Rangers for 50,000. And he's a £10 million plus player, mate. Maybe even £15 million. An absolute wonderful player. So these are the type of players that we've got to hold on to, and that might be hard if they come in with silly money. And we know the Judas maybe come in because he knows what type of contracts these guys are on. So we'll be bated breath. That'd be worrying me more than Robert's worrying about the booking tomorrow. You know, so but we'll take that when it comes. We'll wait till that happens. Let's continue, and we've got all these players until the Smellick game, and then it's the break for the winter, and we'll just see what transpires there. But Kamara for me is a first one of the first names on the team sheet for me, Oxford. And
to answer your question, if that is the case, we're going to see less and less of Stephen Davis, huh?
I would think so. That's why. I mean, I would think that Stephen Davis will probably start just going into the background a bit, and I'm hoping that Rangers offer him some sort of a job in the backroom staff because he deserves it. And I just hope that Her Majesty decides that to give somebody who's really worthy of a knighthood, and we can actually say it's Sir Stephen without a doubt, because he really deserves it. The most capped UK player ever, and I don't think he'll ever be caught. But for me, I think he'll use him very sparingly, Oxshire, and that's just the nature of the beast. He's run his sail into the ground for Rangers and Northern Ireland, so we can't complain in that. No.
All right. We're getting to the last half an hour of the show. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Do you get your telly back next week, Davey? So you're on watching the telly between 8 and 10.
Sorry, what did you say?
Are you getting your telly back next week so you can watch your telly between 8 and 10 at night?
I've got my own telly. I've got mum, and I've got my old 50-inch. I've got a 50-inch. She's in there watching her, and I've got mine. I've got mine room. I don't get in there. You kidding?
Sorry, mate.
This is my den. This is my den.
I was pulling your leg, mate.
I know that. I'm pulling yours back. And regarding Kamara, what I was going to say is, what a good JFK was saying was, if the right money did, I mean, we get a guy for 50 grand. If somebody comes in with 10 plus, he's off. I'm sorry to say that, but you can't knock that kind of back if you want to pay 50,000 for something.
I don't think 10 million gets you, Glenn Kamara, mate. I really don't.
Depends on. Well, I agree with you. I know where you're coming from, Stephanie. I know where you're coming from. But
I get your rationale. I get you bought him for 50 grand, but it's not. It's where he is now, and he's done well in Europe. He's international football as well, thought he, and a team that a small nation, he does really well, and even in the competition and the Euros, he get well thought in a team that basically defended. He was a shining light. We've seen him play against top players, and he doesn't look out of place, Bridgeman, does he?
No, he does not. He's a wonderful player. Great exponent of the game. And anyone who has played in the midfield in modern day football, they'll know when you say these things, the guy's brilliant. And sometimes he's just totally outstanding. Sometimes the way he can recover is excellent. It's really great. And he's got a fantastic engine on him. You see him at international level, not out of place at all. I think it was JFK that said that. No problem at all. That guy has got it. I'm sitting here and Bridgeman saying, if we could keep him to the end of his career, happy, very happy. He's just an amazing player. And my goodness gracious, wow, 50,000, wow. Incredible, just incredible. But don't forget the sort of racial stuff against him as well. They handled that very, very well. It took him a bit of while to get out of that, mate. I think that affected him, but he's handled it and moved on. I get your 50,000 player rationale, but he's just done it at a different level at times, JFK, and I don't think 10 million touches it. But we don't know what he's got in his contract, do we?
No, well, I said that. I said 10 million, and I'd be surprised if it was only 15 million plus. And for 50,000, that's the crux of it, is that there's somebody else who knows exactly what our good players are sitting, waiting, and kind of contracts are on, and that's a difficulty for me, is that the sneaky guy will come in and take him away. Not just him, but that would be sad for that to happen. But if he does go, or any of them do go, then they need to go for the money that they're worth. No, for this couple of million. Look at some of the players. I'm looking at some of the players. I'm a big watcher of English Premiership, and I'm looking at some of the donkeys down there who are supposedly worth 30, 40 million. I'm talking about a guy that plays for Newcastle, Joe Linton. I mean, he was 45 million, and he wouldn't get a game for Hamilton Crescent. I'm telling you that. We'd have just got washing the boots or something.
Rub it into him, pal. Rub it into him.
No, I know. No, 15 plus for me. But I've got 3 or 4 players, maybe 5, who I would say would be in the 15 plus mark. Year, definitely.
I don't think they're bored, Davey and Ross Wilson. I don't think. Hopefully they'll no sell us short when the prices. Obviously, contract length and timing comes into it, but hopefully they get it right. If anybody does go, the price is right. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, because we've already had a word about this last season when the transfer window came in. We were talking about, we were hoping this wouldn't happen and that, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. We didn't lose anybody. So it could go the same. And I'm not saying, and if anything we were playing, they were playing better then. And none of them went. The Golson's a different scenario with his contract. But the rest of them are, I'm very confident with Ross Wilson. I've never felt so just laid back regarding that board scenario at the moment, and all the talk about King and all the rest. That's something else. But I think we're in good hands.
Davey, if somebody says to you that Glenn Kamara was up for sale, right? And it doesn't matter who come in for him, right? What price would you say that you would let Glenn Kamara go for?
I would think, if you're going to put a price on it, I would think, I can't just sort of pick out teams, but to me it depends on what team it would be. If it was one of the top 4, I would be looking for at least well over 15. Easy.
Right. Easy. You see, the fact is that they know your players are going to have a transfer to a top 4, top 5 down there, right? But we've seen players come for here and go down there and progress with a middle table, bottom table English Premiership and even the Championship, and progress to becoming big players, as like the Van Dijk, who went for 9 million and he went to Liverpool for 75. That's the carrot in front of them, Davey. That's the carrot that they go to maybe an Aston Villa or a Leicester City or somebody like that, because the carrot, if they're young enough, they can progress in the Premiership. For me, they would need to start at 15 million for Glenn Kamara. It need to be 15 to 20 for me.
That was one of your favourite films, Davey, yeah?
Come on, I'm listening. I'm not biting.
When Jimmy mentioned that there, I thought Mary Poppins and you sitting watching it, you know?
I used to go with her sister. She stayed next door to me in Govan Hall.
With Mary Poppins?
Aye. Oh, some woman. Oh, red hot.
Did you get a spoonful of sugar, aye?
Aye, Plum was her second name. Plum.
Plum.
Ooh. Brilliant. That's a good one. Okay,
right, listen, we don't want to lose any of our players, but we're just being realistic.
Of course we don't.
You know, we're just being realistic, but we'll see what it takes. I get your point, JFK, and that's the job. But sometimes Ross will have the dates all, but maybe sell-on clauses. You might say you want 18 million. You say, well, no. You let them go for 15. You think you've sold yourself short, but the devil's in the detail. You know, if you've got that big sell-on clause, you might treble that. You know,
it all depends on as well, Oxshare, and the player. If the player's head's turned, and that's where the Judas has got a cheek to talk about Alfie, you know, saying that his head's been turned and all this carry on. You know, same as his head was turned, but it should have turned like Linda Blair's in The Exorcist because he's an embarrassment. But the fact of the matter is, it'll be up to the player. If the player and his agent decide that they want to go, they can push it. Look, we've got these players now, and the only reason that somebody's going to come in and make a big offer for him is that because Rangers are doing well. So we've got to look at that as a positive at this moment in time and take whatever's thrown at us come January, mate.
Can I cut across you there? Sorry to cut across you, JFK. Bridgeman, there's just been another goal scored at Dingwall.
Really good.
That was brilliant. It was better last night. Brilliant. I said that to my mate. He was hilarious. He couldn't stop laughing.
That's a surprise, mate. You've got a mate. Right.
Oh, you've been reading my mail.
Yes. Right, listen, how's it going to go tomorrow, Davey?
Oh, well, every game I'm always confident. No, you can't get into any game with no that kind of attitude. You've got to be confident. I just always hope it's not going to be a squeaky bum time. Because there's all these mobs that we all know about. This is when they turn up. So I'll say it again. I'll take one all day long. All day long.
Okay. JFK?
With the result for tomorrow?
Yes.
I would take a Bridgeman all day, as we call it, but I'm looking for the same type of performance as Wednesday and getting 1-2 or 3-0, mate. I'll be happy. I'm not going to make a rash prediction and say 5-0, although it should have been that other night. But look, they'll come out and try and make it hard for us again. They'll just have that 4 and 5, bank of 4 and 5, with one striker just stone in the centre circle. And so me, I'd be going for a 3-0, mate. I wouldn't go as no, but I hope it's more than that. Like Robert said, I'd like we owe them a right doing. I love to see them get relegated, but I don't see it happening.
All right, Bridge, you going for your usual classic?
No, at the moment, I would say I'd go for my usual 1-0, but I'd like the guys. I hope it's more. I hope it's 3 plus. I think it would be really good to see. I hope we've continued playing the brand of football we have been playing, and our defence is solid, our midfield's really good, and the boys up front are doing a good job as well, scoring goals. So I'm looking for Morelos to do it. The only thing I've got to say is we know sometimes the Dundee United defenders are a wee bit over the top with the ball. Over the ball a bit. But I think there's a couple of them they're not playing. They've been banned or something like that. Picked up a few bans so they can't make our game. So I think was it Butcher? His name is a boy. So
Callum Butcher, aye. Terry's boy.
Is that Terry's boy, is it?
Aye.
It could be for all I know. But I don't like the way he played against anyone. He goes over the ball, and they've got the other guy, the guy that put the hole in Alfredo's leg. Never even get spoken to. Did you dive there? No, look, I've got a hole in my leg.
Oh, but he done the one in his thigh.
Aye. It's shocking. It's shocking. I never touched him, he said. Oh, yeah. There's evidence. Who needs VAR? So that's another thing about Scottish football, as we know. If it's a decision against the Rangers, it's okay type thing. Some of that mentality goes on. No, I'll stick with my 1-0 now, and if I make it up to the game tomorrow, I'll be happy.
I'm going for 3-0 for the Rangers. There you go. And I'm going to go for a Fashion Sakala goal, Alfredo Morelos goal, and Ryan Kent to score. There you go. I can't be any more confident in that JFK.
I'm going for a 3-0, mate, and I'm going for another goal for Alfie, one for Aribo and one for Kent as well. So I'll go with that. And I'm hoping it's more than that. I'm looking to be entertained tomorrow. I'm actually, I know Christmas is coming up, guys, right? And we can all get excited about Christmas, but I've not been to see Rangers for a lot of weeks now, and I'm absolutely excited about going tomorrow. I'm like a boy waiting for Santa to come down the chimney, so I'm looking forward to going to the game tomorrow. I'm meeting my good friends at Rangers Radio, so I can't wait. I'll not sleep at night, Robert. Where do you get me that chunky or curry or whatever you're going to get me up there,
Brilliant.
The bookies have got us at 1-8 tomorrow, David. 1-8.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Well, that's they don't usually get it wrong, but that's quite a bit of... Well, the only thing that worries me, folks, is how this mob's going to come out. I bet they'll not come out like they did against the Mankey mob. But that's the difference about these teams. And everybody can see it. I mean, that game against Celtic was... And they compare that to the Rangers game. It's night and day. They only play against us.
Aye, but if we play, and I don't mean to be flippant, if we play in our own form, it can be 3 can be conservative, mate. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I mean, well, they get it. Well, it's who turns up. That's it. Now, as you say, if we're playing well, we can't ask for any more. So I hope your goal scoring predictions are right, guys, because I'd love that. Because when you get stuck at one nut and that, my heart goes up, and it's not good for you at my age, Ox.
No, I know. You get a bit nervous, a bit tweaky. You start looking at the clock, you count the minutes down, you get that second goal. But look, Wayne's really JFK, isn't he?
Oh, we are, mate. We're all Wayne's at heart. Look, I'll defy anybody to say any different. No. Walking to Ibrox is a great joy for me every time I get there, especially when we play the Smellick. The night before, it's all butterflies and all that, and that's the way I'm feeling tonight. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's just, look, I don't care if you're 4 or 104. You support the Rangers. That's the way you feel, and that's the way I feel now. I'm a wee bit younger than Davey there. I'm only 64, but I'm still a pup as that still, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I still get excited, and I defy anybody to say that they don't. I don't care what age you are. You go to see the Rangers, that's the way you feel. So, and I'll be with me to my last breath. So I'm really, I can't get my words out tonight. I'm just really looking forward to tomorrow. It's build up, absolutely wonderful. Really look forward to it, Oxtear. You know me for old. No, going to see the Rangers as that becomes a part of your life, obviously, doesn't it? It's there.
You look forward to going at any time. You look forward to the social side to the game. You look forward to the football. But when we're playing well, Bridgeman, that makes you look forward even more, doesn't it?
That gets to the point where you just can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm as nervous as a kitten at times, just thinking about it. I really do enjoy going to Ibrox to see my team. I really do. I know in the past couple of years there, we haven't been our best at Ibrox sometimes. My goodness, this last season there and this season coming here now, it's been fabulous coming to Ibrox and watching our team win. Because we won more than we lost, let's put it that way. And this season has been tremendous. I'm really pleased with this Giovanni van Bronckhorst. I loved him as a player when he was playing for us. Just loved him. And I kind of followed his career through to Arsenal and over to Barca. And then back over to Feyenoord. Feyenoord he went to. And so he's been a real quality player all his career. And he's back with us. And it's a dream. It's just a dream. Fabulous stuff. Fabulous stuff.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
Just touching on Giovanni van Bronckhorst, and obviously English isn't his first language, you know, a bit like yourself, Davey. And when he does the press conferences and that, when he does the press conference, you can slowly see him.
Don't encourage him.
FK.
Aye, it's laughing there. I mean, listen to him. He played the presser earlier on. Listen to Gio. He's full of confidence, as I said before, and he knows what Rangers are all about because he's been there and done it. He knows the expectations of the fans, and listen to him in his press conferences is absolutely fantastic. And long may that continue. And it's exciting times, Oxshire. It really is. You know, the other guy took us to a different level with the Invincible season, but apart from the wee, which I think was a mistake, the Rangers, I think he should have been allowed to have some input in the Cup semi-final, but that's gone now, so we'll not dwell on that. But I'm really looking forward to what's going to be happening in the next couple of months. As I say, we win these games that air into the new year, and I think the league's ours, mate. I can't see us. I think we'll just motor on. We'll do a Usain Bolt, mate. We'll be out of sight without a doubt, mate. We're out of sight.
Davey,
sounds that way.
Well said.
On you go, Bridge, on you go.
I was going to say that the next couple of games, for me, biggest game of the season by a million miles is tomorrow. Biggest game of the season. And then you knock on to the next one, whomever they may be, that's the next biggest game of the season. And we've got to knock them down like a 10 pins at bowling. You've got to go, you've got to mount your charge and get in there and take the win, get the points, and walk home and be very happy. That's what I want. Every game, every single game, tomorrow, number one.
Davey?
I agree with everyone. Can I just tell you a wee quick story before we go for air about being squeaky bums?
It's not a one about the guy following a star and donkeys.
No. It's how I developed a sort of squeaky bum syndrome. It was Barcelona.
This is a family show.
No, this is true story. True story.
Right,
I was 25 in Barcelona against the Russians, and we were cruising. And then it was 3-1. And the Russians scored the second one, and I said to my mate Stuart, it was about 10 minutes to go. I says, I can't sit here. I had to go out and walk away. I had to go out in the park. That's true. I had to leave the park. I walked to the park and I tried to time it so I couldn't hear the noise nor the horns going. And I walked back and I says, well, like the game must be finished now. And these two Rangers boys are coming out absolutely blitzed and they're singing, "Oh, you're all right, big man, we've won the cup." And I went back in and the game was still going on. I said to Stuart, how long's there to go? He says, oh, the whistle's just ready to go. And just at that, the whistle went, and I was, yes, that'll do for me. There you go.
Brilliant.
That's how bad it was for me. That's a true story.
Aye, I believe you, mate. I believe you. It's a curse, this passion for the Rangers GFK, but we wouldn't live with it, would we?
Of course it wouldn't, mate. As I say, I mean, me and you go back a long while, got to see the Rangers, and we've been through the bad times and the good times. But, you know, there's a good thing about adversity, mate. You know, you fight against it. And I keep going back to the old League Cup sections way back in the 70s, late 80s, when we were playing in front of crowds of 10 and 11,000 against Queen of the South and Clyde. You know, and we went to Clyde's Old Grun Shawfield and all that. But you know something? I still feel the same way now as I did then. So that makes me feel proud to be a Rangers fan, because I feel the same. Even though we were getting beat, I wasn't happy, I was angry. I've never booed my team and I never will. but I'm always saying I'm entitled to criticise him. But at this moment in time, everything's brilliant, mate. So I'm happy to go along with that, and we'll see what this journey with Gio takes us. But at the moment, the train's running fast, mate, and it's getting faster, and I can't wait to see where it takes us to. Absolutely wonderful, mate. I'm really, really excited about what's to come.
Great words.
And beware Dortmund. Don't be thinking Rangers are a pushover.
I watched them the other night, and I tell you, they're not as great as what they're making themselves out to be.
Well, we're a good team, Davey. We are a good team.
Oh, but they're living on their name now. They've not got great results. I watched them play that mob, and that team should have had an equaliser before they went 2-0 up. So I never seen it. It's only one that would worry me is the big Danish boy.
Aye.
All right,
you keep him in check.
I've cut across these gentlemen. I think we might have Andy Felix coming in. He's been sitting patiently for a while. The technical team were doing too much research and missed him. So they've been sacked for the research. Sorry, Andy. Sorry, we missed you, mate. On you come, mate. Sorry. Apologies.
I'll just come in to say, hope you're all keeping well and stay safe. I'll catch you tomorrow.
Use your thoughts quick.
Anyway, the bottle of vodka's kept me company anyway, like, you know, so, you know, right.
A good night from me, yeah?
Aye. I've got the 2 runnies on as well, like, you know, the 2 pair of glasses, like, you know. Great. I think you've had a great conversation there, right? And I find the Aribo one Nye plays. You know, as we constantly say on here, it's, you know, the next game's the biggest, and if he gets suspended or he gets booked or he's out. So we've got other players that comes in. It's not just the one man, although he's the main man at the minute. You know, we can't go thinking, nah, you can't play these guys. Look, it's 3 points tomorrow. That's what matters. The Filth will take care of itself when it comes round. There's another 2 before that one. So for me, Aribo plays. We play with strongest team, and we go out and do the business, get the points tomorrow.
Here, mate. Here.
There you go.
Here.
See what? If they brought me in earlier, it'd have been great. I'll get the blame of that.
Fox has just messaged you. That's the best time for Andy for Leeds to come on.
I thought you'd have to have the last line right enough, you know.
No. They generally forgot about you, mate.
I know. Well, I'm not. That's not hard. As many people do that these days.
Oh, I don't think they meant any harm, right? Listen, good to hear from you as always, mate. And what's the score going to be tomorrow, mate?
I think I'm looking for a nice, 3-0, right, enough realistic one. As Robert said early doors there, I really would like a pump these. We've had a lot of history in recent years with these guys, haven't we? So it would be nice if we could really take them out, you know.
Well, gentlemen, we've reached that time of evening. Last word for you, Davey.
Yes, upward and onward, guys, and I hope to speak to you. It'll be a great night, but it always is. It's always, Bridgeman always sums it up better than me. I'll be speaking to you soon, and anyway, and all the best for the person tomorrow. Night, boys.
GFK.
Yeah, it was nice to be back on again here tonight, mate, and it's been a great company. Yourself, Bridgeman, Davey, Robert especially. It was nice to hear Robert on, and it'd be nice to have a better conversation with Andy, but I don't know if you stitched him up there. But it's been good. Like going to see the Rangers Radio was part of our lives now, and it's something that I've come into a few years ago, and I absolutely love it. So I really thank you very much for getting me in to be your wingman, Bridge, and Ox here, so really enjoyed it. Bridge, I hope to see you tomorrow. Remember, get in line behind me. Selection boxes are coming thick fast, as far as I know. So thanks very much for getting me back in, Ox. I really loved it tonight, mate. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. It's over to you, Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say? By the way, JFK, marvellous partner. A marvellous partner on the show. Thank you kindly. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Ox here, another great night. It really was another great night. Superb. Great guests, great crack. Very funny. Really good. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, one more sleep for the Bridgeman. One more sleep. Possibly a wee nap in the morning. We're away to the game. So please, every single one is massive tomorrow. Biggest game of the season by a million miles. Please keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us and we need them. Keep it going.
Well said.
Can I thank Andy for Leeds for taking the time to join us? Robert and Davey, of course. Davey's always great fun. GFK and Bridgeman for doing the show, of course. Fox and All School Blue for doing the technicals. Robert Wetherall for joining us. Always a pleasure to hear from Robert. Thanks to Oswald's Bars, who have mentioned us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. No problem. If we can help, we always will help the Rangers family. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. We'll be back tomorrow between 2 with a pre-match show. We'll be joined by the one and only Port Bear. Take it away, All School Blue.
Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white from the day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I would show him the way as he did on that day. And so now here I stand with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. When I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside as I'm watching the jurors, my father and son. And it's sure safe to say at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. For the day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.